Anybody tell me what a proportion is?
Isn't that like a proportion of a product or something? Like a proportion of the equation? Like you do that? Hey, don't bring those.
Volunteer, Damien. Volunteer, at least. Anybody else have, know what a proportion is? Okay, a proportion is when we have two ratios or fractions that are equal. So something like this, 3/4 equals 9/12, that's a proportion. Or a ratio. What can we use a ratio for?
Excuse me,
Yes?
Mr. Will needs a pencil.
Okay, there's one up here in the tub.
It looks like we're hanging up front.
What can we use a ratio for? Where do we see ratios? Huh? Like if I say the ratio of water to oil is 1:5. Maybe I put 1 tablespoon of oil for every 5 tablespoons of water. Okay? How about a cross product? What does product mean? Daryl, you've got to be quiet.
Sorry, I'm telling him to stop.
Right.
I just wrote down the first
What does
definition.
the product mean?
You haven't even moved it, so I can't write it.
What does the product mean? We'll have a seat. Product means what operation? Multiply. Okay, so cross product just means that we're cross multiplying. Okay, so if we have two fractions that are equal, why do you think it says B and D cannot be 0? Can we divide anything by 0?
No.
No.
No. Can I have a 0 on top?
Yes.
Yes. So zeros are okay on top. They're not okay on the bottom of fractions. Okay, so that's why it says this B and D cannot be 0. But if I had two fractions that were equal, then A times D, if I multiply this way, equals B times C. Multiply this way.
So do you have to multiply like that?
So we know it works because if we do this, what's 3 times 12?
32.
36.
36. What's 9 times 4?
36.
36. Those are equal
Perfect.
if we cross multiply. Okay, make sure you're getting all this on your paper. Okay, matching units says we need to make sure the units in the numerator match and the units in the denominator match. So we need to make sure that top and bottom we have matching units. So if I say I'm going 5 miles, per means divide, right? 5 miles per hour. Then on my other proportion, I've got to be sure that I have miles on the top and hours on the bottom. This is the next skill test. We are going to continue with the solving equation skill test. on Wednesday, but this will be the next one that comes up after this. So if you have miles per hour, you cannot do hours over miles. This does not work. It'll make more sense as we go along. It's not going away, relax. Okay, so if we apply the same rule and multiply this way, and multiply this way, I like my variable to be on the left side. It doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to put my variable on the left side, so 8 times m, how do we write that?
8 times m?
Top and bottom.
No,
Isn't that 8 dot, oh, sorry.
No, it's just 8M.
above,
Yeah.
it says top and bottom.
Numerator?
8m.
8m, thank you. Sorry, I got distracted. And 7 times 12? Close, 84. You were doing 7 or 12
And
times
then you
8.
divide 84 by 8.
Yep. Okay, so you will need a calculator today. Not all of our calculations come out with whole numbers. Remember, in the calculator, 84 divided by 8. What do you get? 10.5.
And then do you write if they're not equal?
No, this will always work out. Questions so far?
No.
Okay. Flip over to the back, please.
Oh, there's a back.
No problem. Everybody got this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What I want you to do when we have anything besides just a variable, if there's anything attached to our variable, I need you to go ahead and put those parts in parentheses before you start doing anything.
What is the B?
We're going to find out what that is. Nope. So I'm going to cross multiply. I'm going to multiply 4 times this whole thing, and I'm going to multiply 5 times this whole thing. But I have to be sure that I have the b minus 8 in parentheses, because I'm multiplying 4 to everything. And 5 multiplies to b plus 3. Okay? Write this down, please. What do I do first?
Do the thing with the
Distribute, right? Okay?
4B. So isn't it times kind of? Isn't
It is not kinda, it is times. Yep.
no?
Okay, it's important to pay attention to your signs on this.
Would it be easier to do minus 15 so you could do plus 32 and 15? For minus 15
Well, it
for each
depends.
side?
I would do the variables first. So if we want to get all the b's onto the left side, what would we do with this 5b?
Minus,
Yeah,
divide by.
minus 5b.
that -1?
4 minus 5 is a -1b.
Equals, 47, right? Yeah. And
If we add the 32 on both sides, we still have negative on the b though. And you don't need the 1 there, but for some of you that helps. How can I get rid of that? Remember, I don't want anything attached to the b.
divided by 1.
Yeah. Daryl, is that what you were going to say?
Who, me?
What? Oh,
I mean, Damien, is that what you were, Darian? All three of you were in the same row. Mr. Ross,
Yes, ma'am.
what's your answer?
Here for a second.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, questions on that? The most important thing to remember is to put those things in parentheses. Okay, and everybody put a star next to this one. This is going to be what skill 2 looks like.
Houston, we have a problem.
Two gigabytes, that must be a little,
Okay, so an MP3 player has
says 4 gigabytes.
2 gigabytes of storage and can hold about 500 songs. Who can make a fraction with those two numbers? I don't care what's top and bottom. Anybody besides Daryl?
You're so mean.
Well, I want to give somebody else a chance.
But
No, Daryl.
quit 5-starring me.
It's not even a 5-star.
Okay, in our fraction, what is 2 representing? Gigabytes. I want you to write this on the side so that you do not get your, sorry, that's messy. I saw that face. GB, gigabytes. And what is 500 representing? Songs. Okay? I want you to do this on the side when you do your skill test.
My thing can hold us 4 gigabytes, they can hold 1,000 songs.
Okay, sure.
And it's a little. $15 for.
Okay, so now it's saying a similar but larger player has 80 gigabytes of storage and they want to know how many songs can it hold. So does gigabytes go on top or bottom?
No.
This is important.
Bottom and you can, no? Are you sure?
Where does gigabytes go? On the top, it says gigabytes. I have to, this is important.
And then you put like S on it.
It's not hard to set up the 2 fractions. However, if you don't pay attention to the gigabytes and songs and you put it in the wrong spot, you get the wrong answer. Gigabytes over songs equals gigabytes, and we don't know how many songs it's going to hold. Okay? Now we just have a cross multiplying issue. What's 500 times 80? How do we figure that out easily, Titan? I didn't hear anything they
So,
said.
you just do 8 times 5, which is
Right.
40, and then you just add the 3 zeros.
Good, thank you. And the last step to solve, divide by 2.
Hang on. How do you combine?
20,000 what?
Gigabytes.
Songs. No.
Man,
Gigabytes.
that's gonna be a lot of
Songs.
songs. It's 20,000. You get some rock and roll, some hip hop, some R&B, some gospel songs.
So you have it even